Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Welcome to Phillips Arena and Center Club. My name is Bob Rathbun, television voice of the Hawks, for one of the most seminal moments and greatest days in the history of our franchise. We have an exciting announcement to make, and I'd like to introduce the gentleman who will deliver that message here in just a moment. First of all, our principal owner and chair of the board of directors of the Atlanta Hawks Basketball Club, Tony Ressler. Also to my left and your right is the director of the Emory Orthopedics and Spine Center and chief medical officer of the Emory University Orthopedics and Spine Hospital, Dr. Scott Bowden. The president of basketball operations and the head coach of the Hawks, Mike Budenholzer, and the CEO of the Hawks in Phillips Arena, Steve Koonin. Tony, I'll leave it to you to kick us off.
Thanks, Bob. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Just over 8 months ago, I was introduced as the head of the new Hawks ownership group, and at that time, we knew that Atlanta was a great market, the obvious capital of the growing and vibrant Southeast. We knew that the Atlanta Hawks had a great coach and a great team. We knew that the Atlanta Hawks had a superb management team and dedicated employees. However, there was also one thing we knew that we had to address urgently, and that our facilities were not competitive. Today, a little over 8 months later, we're announcing that we're building a world-class practice facility with a world-class medical partner in Emory Healthcare. This objective was job number one, and we, along with Emory, accomplished this within the deadline we set of less than a year. With the planning well underway, we expect to break ground this summer. As you will hear from Dr. Bowden, Coach Bud, and Steve Koonin, this extraordinary 90,000 square foot facility will put the Hawks in a position to be a championship caliber team. Establishing this new top-of-the-line practice facility will be crucial to our ongoing efforts to recruit, retain, and train top players for the long term and keep them on the court at full strength during the long, grueling NBA season. It will also offer superior training and performance enhancement for our players during the off-season as well. This is a very exciting day in Atlanta Hawks history, and with that, I would like to introduce Dr. Scott Bowden. Dr. Bowden is a world-class orthopedic surgeon at Emory. He's the director of the Emory Orthopedics and Spine Center and the chief medical officer of the Emory University Orthopedics and Spine Hospital. And maybe most importantly, a real Hawks fan. Dr. Bowden, take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Tony, and good afternoon, everyone. Tony mentioned this being a great day in Hawks history, and I have to echo that sentiment on behalf of Emory Healthcare and all of my colleagues at Emory Orthopedics. In reaching this long-term partnership with the Hawks, we had numerous conversations, but we very quickly discovered that our two organizations had a very similar value and culture system. We both had a passion for the city of Atlanta and for being an asset to the expanded communities that we serve. In addition, both organizations are dedicated to excellence and innovation in our respective industries. As a result of that perspective, we wanted to look at this venture through a different lens than other practice facilities throughout the NBA. Other facilities have either no medical integration or bring a few doctors to the site of the practice facility. In our case, we uniquely will bring the entire practice facility to our orthopedics campus, where it will become the home of our new Emory Sports Medicine Center and allow easy access to most of our orthopedics, spine, and sports medicine physicians, providing an unprecedented level of medical integration and synergy. Our goal was to design a facility that could fully service the best athletes in the world and provide the optimal environment for comprehensive player development and also serve as a sports science and sports research mecca. To us, that means using the most advanced technology combined with the best physicians and scientists, focusing on things like nutrition of the players, injury prevention, peak performance and recovery, and rehabilitative services. To that end, this new facility will feature over 30,000 square feet, where Emory will house our entire sports medicine division, giving the team and its players access to our world-class physicians around the clock and right off the practice court. It will also include the most advanced diagnostic imaging technology, recovery technology, 3D motion capture analysis, force plates to analyze joint stresses, and on-site blood and sweat testing and analysis for nutritional deficits and markers vital for the creation of individualized health and recovery plans for our athletes. In addition, we will have a fully dedicated recovery area, including cryotherapy, sensory deprivation tanks, and in-ground hydrotherapy. Today, we are also very excited to announce that P3, the world leader in athlete peak performance enhancement, has agreed to join us and place their new East Coast Center of Operations in our Emory Sports Medicine facility. Their work and research with athletes from the NBA, the NFL, and MLB is second to none. This new facility and a partnership that provides access to all the resources of Emory University, Emory Healthcare, and a leading academic medical center will help all of us make Atlanta the preeminent destination for professional athletes to live, work, and train. At Emory, we are truly a patient and family-centered integrated healthcare system, but we also care deeply about enhancing the broader Atlanta and Georgia communities that we serve. One of the features of this facility that both Emory and the Hawks had as a top priority was community accessibility. And as part of that, we intend to continue to promote the importance of fitness, good nutrition, and injury prevention. At the Emory Sports Medicine Center, we do have a slogan, "Go where the players go," and that certainly will be true in the new facility. Our 13 sports medicine physicians here and in our Johns Creek and Dunwoody offices will now care for 3 professional teams, 3 entire collegiate athletic programs, and over 20 high schools. Our physicians will treat their professional, elite, college, youth, and even weekend athletes in the same areas and rooms that Al Horford, Paul Millsap, and Kyle Korver will also receive their treatment. In closing, on behalf of Emory Healthcare, we are excited to embark on this very unique partnership that promotes the intersection at the highest levels of sports medicine, sports science, sports performance, and community involvement. Thank you all once again, and it's now my distinct pleasure to turn it over to Coach Bud.
Thank you, Dr. Bowden, and good afternoon, everybody. There's probably nobody more excited in this room than myself, and I think I can speak for our players in saying the same thing, that collectively we couldn't be more excited about this announcement and this partnership and the vision that's being carried out. And I'd like to start by thanking, Tony, Dr. Bowden, Steve Coonan, Wes Wilcox, our GM, for all the work and effort they've put into this vision. And it is hard to quantify or share with you. And when we told the players about this yesterday, it was big. And so, speaking for them or on behalf of them, they are all very grateful for this too. Player development is at the core of what we do on a daily basis. And having a practice facility that will allow us to maximize our efforts in developing and growing our players is critical in today's NBA. I think we've all seen the fruits of the labor of our player development. And I think this is just going to make it hopefully even better, more productive, more efficient. The facility will be great and make everybody in basketball operations better. The collaboration between Wes and his group on the front office side, the assistant coaches in basketball, with KK and our athletic performance team, to have that synergy and that collaboration is something that's critical to our success, and the facility will help in a lot of ways there. It's part of competing in today's NBA. Most importantly, my mind is always in retaining great players, which we have, like Al Horford and Kent Bazemore and all of our players, recruiting in the future. This is just something that puts us where it's a more competitive level playing field. So, and then the addition of P3 is something that in our industry, they are so well respected. The relationships that we've been able to build with P3, most importantly, starting with our players, Paul Millsap, Cal Korver, Al Horford, through every rookie that's been drafted by the Hawks recently. They're all sent to Santa Barbara to be tested, and so we can learn more about what we need to do with them. Now we'll be able to do that in Atlanta, and we'll be able to go from the P3 testing to the court and to the weight room. So the addition of Dr. Marcus Elliott, who we have a ton of respect for, just takes this and I think takes it to another level. So I'm just very, very excited again, and to compliment the entire ownership group, Tony, Grant, everybody, to make a commitment, to make it a priority from the first day, and really don't tell anybody, but before even the first day they were on the job. The practice facility was something they knew how important it is, and we just thank them and thank everybody for their work and their effort to make this happen. So thank you.
I too am very excited, especially about the P3 trainers getting a hold of me. I'm also interested in the sweat testing, if you could explain that, because I think right now I might win. A little levity. Coach Bud's message to the players is get better every day. And today, the Atlanta Hawks got better. We got better as an organization because of the combination of our great city, our new facility, our sponsor and partner, Emory Orthopedic and Spine and Emory Healthcare, and P3. They will attract, we will train, retain the great talent of our team and for our city. I want to thank my team, Scott Wilkinson, who worked so diligently, Thad Sheely, Andrew Saltzman, who all made this deal come true. This summer, we will break ground on the facility, and for the beginning of the 17-18 season, we'll hand the keys over as our basketball operations group will move there into one of the great facilities in our city. So, it is my honor and pleasure to do the reveal, which you know is just not going to go well. So one, we ain't going to count. 1, 2, 3.
Fantastic. Congratulations. We are going to open it up for questions from the media here in a moment, but I would like to introduce the mayor of Brookhaven, who is with us here. Mayor John Ernst is here. John, if you'd please be recognized, welcome. I know you are beaming with pride. Fantastic. Jelani is going to work one of the mics, and Daniel has got the other. So a question, please give us your name and affiliation. And if you could limit the scope of the questions to today's announcement, we would appreciate that.
It is in Executive Park. The street will be renamed with the Hawks name, but it's 22 Executive Park in the city of Brookhaven. So right off of North Druid Hills Road and Sheridan Road. Beautiful location, centrally located to the highway, to our players, 15 minutes from the arena. Great restaurants. Could I interest you in something, to move down there? It's a wonderful area. You're welcome, Mr. Mayor. Exactly.
There's definitely a trend in the NBA to have practice facilities, and many of them have healthcare partners. The one you mentioned and a number of others have simply a co-location of some medical offices and facilities, but it's not really as integrated of a program with sports medicine, science, and research, or the actual physicians that make up the group that's taking care of the team. In some cases, it's a satellite medical office. So the idea behind this facility is really to reach a whole different level of integration of the medical component with player development, sports science, sports performance enhancement, and to put that all in one sort of grander sports complex that'll sort of be a beacon and a mecca for the training and development of professional athletes, not just in the NBA, but in other sports as well.
One clarification real quick. You said this is a training and practice facility and basketball operations would be moved there. So is the entire front office going to be relocated to this new facility?
Yes, so all of basketball operations, the front office and the coaching staff will be home. This will be our new home, and we're very excited about that.
Christopher Lamar from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Is this a private venture between the Hawks and Emory, or are there public money involved at all?
It is a private venture between the Hawks and Emory.
Any other questions? All right, so with that, we will adjourn. And one more round of applause, please, for this great partnership. And this gentleman will be made available for one-on-ones after if you do have an additional follow-up question. So we thank you all for coming, and we'll see you back here tonight for the Phoenix game. Go Hawks!